So you have Homer. You have who else?
That's it. I only have Homer. Just because I was like, one of those things. I'm like going through Target, and I went through the toy aisle. And I'm like, it's not that bad. I like this. And I got home and I started like messing around. I just have him like skipping with the donut because Homer would skip with the donut.
Well, let's skip right to the intro because we started. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yo, neighbors. I almost said Baldy Locks Reviews. It's a toy kind of mood. 222. So we're episode 222, and we're talking action figure marketing. This is us. Or is it this is US? I guess we'll get into that. Bobby, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Did an episode last night with our buddy Jason the X and a friend of mine who has a book coming out in the summertime called Avengers for Dummies, which is one of the Dummies books, and we talked Superman trailer and our top 10 crossover events. So it was almost 3 hours. Did not plan for it to go that long, but it was fun. It was a shit ton. It was a lot of fun. Holy shit!
Wow. And is that available on replay right now?
That actually it drops tomorrow.
It drops tomorrow, so that's a preview.
Yes, preview drops tomorrow at I think 2 Central. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then we also have with us tonight. Can you say this correctly, Bobby? You want to go for it?
It's Cyclops.
Why are you good at that? Is that how you used to pick up dollar bills?
I had to pay my way through college somehow.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's awesome. How you making out, Cyclops?
I'm good.
All right, good. Do you want to go into that or just leave it a mystery?
Fresh beats. No, I sent you guys in the chat. There was a funny meme. And I don't like Pokemon, but it was like something about catching a Pokemon at a strip club, and it was like now featuring dancer Cyclops, and I thought it was hilarious.
It was funny.
It's funny that I remember when Pokemon was like first becoming big in the 90s, and I was like, there is no way this will be worth anything. And was I wrong?
Like way wrong. I thought that was a fad, kind of like remember like Tamagotchi has come and gone, right?
Yeah.
It's back again now,
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah. Come, gone, come, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't think it would last long at all. And
no.
It's one of the longest running franchises from the 90s.
Some of that first round of Pokemon cards are worth like an insane amount.
Yeah. Well, it's like Magic the Gathering. I thought it was a dead property, and I got rid of all my shit after college because it had been sitting at home for years for nothing. And then so many of the cards I had, so many of them are in the hundreds of dollars per card now.
Yep, same. Like I had a whole from 5th grade, just a huge thing of it, and just I don't know. I have no idea where the hell it is. I don't think I sold it. I only trashed it somewhere in my vault of nostalgia.
Oh, I had thousands of cards.
Yeah, I have a whole wall of baseball cards, like complete sets from mid to late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
and I've just never gone through them. But I mean, they're complete. I'm sure I have something good in there.
The box sets.
Yeah,
I have I have Upper Deck. I have 89 through 96 or 97 sitting in my parents somewhere. And I think the only card that's really worth anything is the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. And that's not even worth what it used to be worth.
Well, it went up a few years ago. That's probably when we should have capitalized on it, but we did not. You guys want to say hi to the chat?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's say hi. Hey guys. We got Stanley.
What's up,
And
Stanley?
that comment was actually there for a while. So actually,
but it's very Simpsons like. My cat's breath smells like cat food.
I bent my Wookiee.
You know, it's funny. I read it the same way. Who is it? Ralph, right?
Ralphie, yeah.
Yeah, Ralphie.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Dr. Nick.
Fantastic.
We got E-Worthy. What's up, gang?
Not worthy.
DWH.
DWH is in the house. Good evening, gentlemen. You must be using that term loosely.
Very loosely.
And then here's Punk's crush, GI Bro. Yo, bros. We got a toy kind of mood saying, "What's up, everyone?"
True.
I'm assuming you did
me.
that, Bobby.
That was me.
All right. No. ATKM live again. There we go. I thought it was ATM. Little ass to mouth. Where's Moody? That's a great question. Where's Moody? Where in the world is Moody? He had to work tonight, kind of last minute.
Yep.
So you got a bald guy, you got another bald guy, and you got Bobby, who's dying to be a bald guy, but just won't pull the trigger.
The amount of product I have in my hair? No, I'm keeping this shit.
Well, you look good. We got Spec. We locked him in the basement. We got Frank. Tony's figs. Tony, where are you at tonight? Tell Tony to come on.
Tony just I found him. I walked into Target before I went to go pick my kids up from school, and there was Blanca and Sagat just sitting on the shelf.
Oh, nice. So
he still needed Blanca.
Yeah, I think that's the last one I need. Go ahead.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. To make sure everything's okay outside. Be right back.
Okay. All right. We got Mr. Roper. Right. All I hear is Mrs. Roper. Stanley. We got Andy and Brian and another one from E-Worthy.
We are
the inmates running the system. Yeah, there you go. You got to thank you.
Damn straight.
Did he just find out now, or did you text him earlier?
No, I called him to make sure that he needed it.
Oh, okay, cool. And then we got Liquid Identity. Good evening, gents. Another loosely used term there. Oh, look, we do have another guest here.
What? Oh.
Now we circle a jerk in here.
Bob, you gotta shave your head.
Fuck, you gotta save it. You gotta save it.
Shave that shit.
My bad.
I like
for being fashionably late, fellas, but
shave this shit.
I like. Baby girl graduated high school today. Thank God.
There you go.
Well, but that just means now you got to pay for college.
Yeah. Car, all that crap comes with it.
Time to sell all your customs.
Sell them.
Today was graduation.
It's over.
That's awesome. Today was graduation.
Yeah, it was weird. It's 9 a.m. I'm like, who graduates 9 a.m? It's one of those. Jesus. All the other bigger schools do it in the evening. I'm like, okay. I came off a 24-hour shift, took a shower at the station and everything, and just shot over there to the stadium, the Cardinal Stadium. That's where they had it. So,
nice.
That's awesome. Cool. How many kids?
Oh, just like 500 and something.
Wow.
It wasn't that. Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I think the high school my kids go to next year is like 1,500.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Smaller school, yeah.
My graduating class was 123.
I don't even remember mine.
Mine was just shy of yours. I think ours was 118.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, ours was on our own football field. Ours was on our own football field in the high school. Theirs is on the Cardinal Stadium.
Must be nice. Yeah, these kids live bougie these days, man.
Yeah, I'm ghetto. We ghetto fight around here.
I mean, yeah, mine was on the football field too.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. You guys want to get into this?
Do it.
Do it.
All right. Action figure marketing. Are we enough? So let's see. We've got some toy news here, so we're just gonna jump in here.
Before you do that,
yeah, what?
You got a comment from one of our jerks.
Another jerk.
Why do I turn this on and all I see is the circle of jerks? Way to copy that show. It's pretty solid, man. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's get into our topic here. So we've got Gridiron Studios. Have you guys seen this? Gridiron Gang. We got some Gridiron Gang members here.
You have the charter member.
You have the founding member.
He's got the gold card status.
Yep.
All right, what are we looking at here? Do you know what this is called?
Man, I haven't been looking to tell you. I feel like I'm so busy with all this graduation stuff. It's just the Night Hound with the extra stuff he's got coming out.
Yeah, it's the Shadow Hound with the AHR loadout.
Loadout, yeah, the front, the gun in the front, the loadout in the front, yeah.
Yeah, this thing's
extra badass, the driver, yeah.
So, what iteration of this are we on?
Oh my gosh,
this is
there's
like
the Arctic Hound. There's the Night Force, the Night Hound, the Shadow Hound. This has the other different type wheels on it. It's insane.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's got the badass looking.
It's got the Earl missiles on top of it. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, we all get this for free, which is amazing. But
awesome.
No comment.
But I've never held one in my hand, but I do have a whole bunch of these, a whole army.
You have detops full of it.
I mean, it looks awesome, dude. It's beefy for sure.
That's what she said.
That is beefy. Or beefy. Pretty cool, right? That anybody getting this?
Nope.
I got mine already. I mean, the first hound that came out. I don't need any more.
Yeah, there's only so much room, but this is pretty cool.
It's so much
badass.
fun.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I love it. I like the red kind of pops. It's cool.
Yeah.
And then look at this bad boy.
Destro's ride, yeah.
Yeah, the Pimp Hound.
Oh,
is that what they're calling it?
That's what I call it. That's what I call it. Destro's Pimp Ride.
It's badass, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Red and gold and
yeah, so that's amazing.
Wait, why is Destro laying in front of it?
I don't know what's going on in this picture.
It looks like they ran his ass over. Baroness is holding his head between her legs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's got a monster force coming out of the passenger side with the helmet that you use for Commander Gridiron when he comes out from Monster Force.
Gotcha.
Oh, there you go.
That's like, yeah, the Commander Gridiron ran over the other weapon supplier.
and took his head.
Hasbro weapon supplier.
All right. Okay. I mean, there's a story here. There's definitely a story here. No, I like it. I mean, with the gold accents and stuff, I'm sure he's gonna hit those Destro fans, the Iron Grenadier fans. This will fit right in.
Chicago Bull.
I am digging the colorway. That is
dope.
Yeah, it is pretty badass.
Gold, baby.
Anybody in the chat getting this? If you guys go to Gridiron Studios right now and in the coupon code section, it's going to be blank. We got nothing for you. Sorry. I wish I could hook you guys up with something. Sorry.
Me too. I really do.
That was funny.
Only when he says I can.
Oh, man. This is badass. I mean, the photography's on point too.
Don't say that. He'll get to his head. Don't say that.
Well, who's taking the pictures?
Mark.
Yeah. Oh, it is Mark?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if one of his sons or somebody. No, it looks cool. And then what do we got here? Anybody know? Operation Monster Force?
Monster. Yep. Yeah, the Phantom Corps soldiers. Basically, what's happened is like you've been getting a. They've been sending these emails. What's up, Jason? Like, oh, new pre-orders, and I got suckered by it at one point because I was like, oh yeah, I wanted that character, so I pre-ordered it, and then I went back and I was like, wait a minute, I already had him pre-ordered, and so as they're getting the factory samples or final samples or whatever, they're doing the nice photography and they're going back and they're replacing all the photos and sending it out. So like, I think it was this week or last week, it was the general and the Secret Service / demon character. So this was this week. And so like, now they have the actual figures in hand and not just renders, so they can take all the nice pretty photos and try and sell more people on them.
Well, it sounds like Jason has done the same thing. So you're not alone. You're not alone on the double dipping of the pre-orders. Hell, I've done it, man. And I've gotten some of the retro classifieds in, so now I need to figure out where else I did a pre-order at. I got to get out of that habit.
Yeah, I stopped doing that shit.
Oh my God. So did I.
It's the worst, man.
Especially when it was from Hasbro Pulse and it's like, your order shipped. And you're like, no, fuck,
yep.
I got that. I can't return it.
Yeah, they either give you...
David finds that Target and say, hey, you need this? Yeah.
Well, Pulse will, they're all over the place. They'll give you an email that's late. They'll give you an email that's 2 weeks early. And you never know when they're actually going to ship.
Nope.
This is fun, though. I like the beret.
I haven't got one of them yet.
It's very beachheady. I have two. So, because when I went to the toy show here in January and they had a booth, so I picked up Declan and I picked up the Sleepwalker, the green one, the sci-fi-ish one. Mm-hmm. They're great. I think Declan's got a couple minor QC paint issues, nothing detrimental, nothing terrible. But I think E-Worthy said he's still waiting on his Declan figure. When that second batch comes out, because I think that he's already gotten them, he's just waiting to ship them because of the whole tariff situation. Yeah. So hopefully those issues have been addressed, or the next batch will be much more solid. But the Sleepwalker figure is great. No problems with that. And I like the Declan figure. There's just a couple small little things about it.
Paint things.
You said you pre-ordered this guy. Is this the detachment trooper?
I did not pre-order this one.
Looks dope.
But it's they have so many different army builders, because there's all the Sleepwalkers, and then there's these soldiers, and then there's different other versions of these soldiers, and then they also have the zombie versions of these soldiers. Right. They're just they're going all nuts.
Yeah, it's a little too scary for me. You guys know I don't like the scary shit.
Pussy.
I mean, this is cool, man. I mean, he looks like
badge.
E-Worthy says, what paint things so I know what to look for? I just it looks like on the neck, maybe it wasn't painted as thick, it's just one thin coat. And then actually my neck was backwards, because I looked and I was like, that's awfully flat. That looks really weird. And then I looked around and I was like, oh, whoever put it on backwards. And then one of the two butterfly joints is kind of loose. So if I were to, shake him around, the arm would move, but I can still pose him, hold poses. He's still a really great figure.
Nice. Well, who's this guy?
So that's the zombie version of either that detachment or a different one. I always think of Snake Eyes when I see this because of the bucket hat.
Yeah. Well, it says, I'm going off the slides here. I don't know how to say this. Apophis.
Oh, the Apotheus. Apotheus or Apotheus?
Apophis.
Apophis.
Apotheus.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that this guy?
I don't even know what that means.
You know.
There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card called something of Apophis.
My son says it's Apophis.
Apophis?
Ah, it's the Egyptian serpent god of chaos and darkness.
Yeah, because these are
Egyptian stuff. Yeah.
These because they've been resurrected by the Forgotten King and have become part of his army.
Yeah, see, I don't like the occult shit. That scares me.
Like the undead.
Yeah.
But I dig it because it's like you have the whole they resurrected Dracula and brought him in and turned so many of their soldiers into vampires because the Forgotten King can't affect them.
Control the vampires.
Yeah, but then all the humans that were killed in battle or whatever get resurrected, and the Forgotten King like mind controls the. Like I kind of dig that whole world building that they're doing.
You know, they could really probably make a cool franchise out of this for sure.
Now these are gridiron weapons. You can totally tell. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. These. I mean, no. I mean, they are awesome looking. Oh, who's this?
Oh, so these are the Apophis versions of Apophis versions of the Phantom Core.
And how much does it go for?
Well,
so like $36.99.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
Undead Phantom Core.
So you can make a badass squad out of these guys and the guys we just saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
They look like they would be buddies. I don't know.
They'd make a great dead body off to the side of a diorama.
So how do you know which side you're fighting on? If you're undead, or are they all on the same side?
I think the undead characters are all part of the Forgotten King, so they're all the bad guys.
Okay. All the vamps.
All right. So these guys are all Team Forgotten King.
Yeah,
and all the vampires are the other guys.
Dude, look at his freaking calf. It's just a big
Took
old
a bite out of that some bitch.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
That is cool. I mean, it's definitely fun for sure. So then we've got the general.
The jugglers around.
Yep, I have one on pre-order. I would love to get 3, but
I would too. So this one comes with all the different heads and the Joe head, right?
Yeah, so you've got the Carl Weathers head, and then it's got I don't remember who that guy is, but then obviously you've got Joe Colton all the way to the left.
Yeah.
And they're smart in how they do things because look, like the Carl Weathers head, like he's got the name tag, right?
Yeah.
But it's a swappable piece, like the pouches and stuff, because then you'll notice the other two just have a blacked out name tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
It's just, and the Phantom Core guys as well, like, you know, it said Phantom Core on the centerpiece of their plate armor.
Yeah.
There's a blank one also that comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what, like a $35 price point?
37 now.
So that's like $35, right?
$2 more, but go on.
$2 more. But anyway, what I'm getting at is it seems worth it because you got all the swappable heads and hands.
Yeah, it comes with a shit ton. I mean, obviously, it comes with 3 heads. It comes with a set of black hands. It comes with a set of white hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else. I haven't looked at the thing in a while. I don't remember if he comes with a sidearm or not. But still. And then, like, these characters, and I don't remember what they're called, but they're like secret agents. And they come with human head and hands, and then they come with the demon head and hands.
Yeah, these are the Black Watch agents.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty cool. Looks like
VP Watch.
I do like what Prophet. I was thinking that too, but you got Thunderbolt Ross on the side there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, is it Thunderbolt?
It looks like Thunderbolt. It looks
definitely was inspiration was probably pulled from. But when did Carl Weathers play?
Yeah, Joe Comics. Yeah.
Carl Weathers. I mean, I think they would be leaning towards Predator,
like Carl.
right?
Well, but he wasn't a general.
No, he wasn't.
You a son of a bitch.
They just picked him out to just make him one.
Yeah, maybe. And then I know that they've got like, they're selling head and hand packs or head packs or whatever. So like you can get different heads, especially for these shadow guards, and they're doing all sorts of cool, fun stuff.
Well, I like these shadow guards. It looks like if Willie Loomis, got a job after he died.
Look, they look evil as hell.
Yeah, they look badass, man.
UMP ready.
I mean, the yellow eyes really make it pop, right?
Yeah.
And then
it's just cool that there's two different heads, right? So it's like, so your demons don't all look the exact same.
Yeah.
Right.
They look like they're related, but not. I mean, I think it looks fantastic. And you get a suit. I mean, it looks cool.
Suited body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah. I mean, what are we? Is this the Matrix here? Is this Agent Smith?
It's like,
I mean, it could be, right? Like that's
like
there's
Josh Brolin, Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah. It's the way that they've done all that, the way that it's so interchangeable. It works within their lore and their line, but they've done such a good job sitting there saying like, well, you could put this with your GI Joes, or you could make Johnny Quest, or you could do Men in Black, or whatever you want. Like,
or you could do some Reservoir Dog action.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Mr. Pink.
Mr. Pink.
Yep.
Let's not all start jerking each other off just yet.
Why not?
Wrong show. That comes later.
Sorry.
So, okay. I'm seeing a theme here. So if you're looking at the picture to the right, it almost looks like the shirts are gray. And I guess it's the lighting.
Yes.
And these look white. So I thought these were different, but this is very similar to the general here, where they're all the same thing.
Yeah.
Some 3D printer, Death Valley machine, is going to make Austin Howe, Flag, Hollingsworth, and Sharp heads. I promise you. If these guys don't, copyright, I don't know.
There you go.
Patent pending, TM.
Exactly.
Travis Moody. All right.
Travis.
When you say Declan, are you referring to the soldier version, or is that so I think he's actually character number 1. They're all the boxes are numbered as books, and I think Declan is book 1, and it's Declan Van Helsing. So he has a standard release in wave 1, and then there's the exclusive that's been going around to the couple of the shows, which I did pre-order because it was at that same show. And it's Declan, but he also come with paint, night camo or whatever on his face. But then there's also a vampire head and then a helmeted head, so you can make him different characters. But we're talking about the original one, Travis.
Well, yeah,
I love that.
There's a note for that these are at Big Bad Toy Store for $36.99, which you said it was more expensive. You said it was $37. But this is they're due second quarter 2025.
Possibly, right? So that's what it was, and then they'd been asked questions because of the whole tariff situation, and they said we're going to hold off shipping anything until shit gets figured out. So I wouldn't go by anything that's on their website in terms of release dates at this moment in time.
But if you want to lock in some pricing, but they've got the disclaimer, don't they? They
do have the tariff disclaimer.
Yeah.
But I think when they originally went up, I want to say that they were like $34.99. Maybe they were always $36. I can't remember, but I feel like there was a small price hike at some point.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And then here we go right into the world of Eagle Force. That's hysterical. Tactical Mission Ninja Trooper.
Wow. It comes with his own shell in the back too, I guess.
Yeah.
And these are all 1/18.
Oh, okay. All right.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, look at the elbows.
Oh, it says right there, 1/18 scale.
Yeah.
You can see that too.
Yeah, anything that's Eagle Force is 1/18.
I have an Eagle Force that I got at Joe Fest, but I don't know where it is. Or I think it's Eagle Force. I could be wrong. I'm wrong of a lot of things. So I see what they're doing here, and that's really fun. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. Real quick in the comments, Jason S said they did bump up Monster Force prices, then dropped them back down once they decided how to handle the tariff issue. Good to know. And then Toyomic has joined us. What's up?
What up, Trey?
J Max says they look bootleg.
Yeah. I mean, they look like fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's like in all of them are some sort of homage to something else.
Yeah.
Which I dig.
Homage.
So what is the Claw Commando pulling from? Anything, or that their own thing?
You got
I
me,
have
man.
no idea. Kick ass beats me.
I can see that. Kick ass.
Ass kick.
Tony, did you ever see the movie Kick Ass or read the comic?
Movie.
Yeah.
I watched it. I didn't read it.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, what is it? Sonny Yen here I thought it was Nick Cage from The Rock, but I guess not.
I'm guessing that's their version of Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
Timu Donnie Yen.
Sonny Yen.
Sonny Yen.
Liberty Legion. Oh.
What is this?
What happened?
Wasn't
this yesterday on another show?
Is this new?
Layoffs.
Layoffs.
It was funny. I was at my comic shop today to pick up whatever was in my pull box, and they have a 50% off table, and there were 2 or 3 of the Power Ranger Super 7s on it. And I was just like, whoa.
It feels like brand new information.
Oh no.
Wait, did you guys see this? Bobby, you want to take a kick at this one?
Maybe yesterday.
Yeah. Am I reading it like expected on another show?
Do it in Spec's voice.
Or I'll do it.
I can't go that monotone. Specs
Why do you guys read every other sentence?
I'd be
like in school, paragraph to paragraph.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sure, if I gotta read it. To our valued Super 7 supporters, last week was really hard. As you may have heard, we had to make the difficult decision to let some team members go. These are people who are doing the best work in the industry, none of whom deserve to be let go. I want to be clear that this reduction in staff is a direct result of the tariff applied to our industry. The preceding 6 months before the tariff announcement had been Super 7's best since the inception of the company nearly 24 years ago. Then the landscape changed overnight. Make no mistake, the tariff is a tax on American companies and the American consumer. The people who lost their jobs last week were Americans across 16 different states. The 145% tariff effectively shut our business down, bringing new inventory, leaving the factory to zero, compounded by massive tariffs on pre-order product already on the water headed to consumers. This week's change in tariff to 30% is still a massive increase on this industry that requires significant change to work within.
Yeah. So go ahead, Tony. Tony, you can get this part.
So what does it mean for Super 7? Well, it means we need to be smaller and focus on the core of our business while being very specific about what we make. This allows Super 7 to be safe for the future and continue to deliver the awesome product we are known for. Okay. We still believe in the joy that making toys brings to all of us. We believe that the future will be better, and we look forward to continuing to deliver on that joy for the future. We hope to see you there with us, Brian Flynn.
Wow, you sounded just like Morgan Freeman when you read that. If you put both your voices together, that's what I heard.
So I'm going to do a plug. Baldy and I and Tony, on occasion, we're on our other stream right here. Travis is hawking us and plugging us for us, called The Circle of Jerks. You can find it on my channel. You can find it on Baldy's channel, A Punk with Toys channel, and Terry the Ireland Vipers channel. And yesterday we had Kyle Wadiga, who was one of their main designers, on our show, chatting with us about some of this. And unfortunately, he was part of the fallout.
Yeah. Yep.
But I do want to hit up some of these comments. Where is Judge Dreads? That letter was heartbreaking, if you really believe it. Jason the X, man, none of this shit makes any sense. Oh, where else? Anyway, so if you want a lot of entertainment or frustration, or look into typical herd mentality, go to Super7's Facebook thing and read the comment section on that post.
Woo, insane. Well, you know what, Bobby, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, we haven't gotten to hear your take.
Yeah, Bob's.
Yeah, Bobby.
Come on, Robert.
Bob.
I'm calling bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. I understand shrinking, like kind of like when the shit happens, you bring in. I get that you cut the people that might be like expendable. I've been there. It fucking sucks. But the people that were let go, you're like, wait, what? Why were they let go? Why, like Kyle? Like, why was Kyle like that's collateral. That's more than collateral damage. That's friendly fire.
Yeah, it's not going to make anything new for the time being, as far as I can tell. But I want to just say something real quick, and I think that it got highlighted. Road Pig John says, "You guys tried to decimate Kyle for his Power Ranger and Andre." Point of clarification: Punk tried to decimate Kyle.
They did.
That was one of four, not all of us.
And I'll tell you what, Kyle was totally like on board with.
Oh yeah,
with it, and he explained his thoughts on the Power Ranger and the Andre designs, and that was good. I mean, we can plug this again. Go and watch it on any of our channels. But due to the tariffs, we are thinking about getting it down to one channel, so we're not sure just yet.
I like how my logo is super tiny on the bag. Then thank you. If you look at any of these thumbnails for Circle of Jerks, try to find my little logo somewhere placed strategically by Baldy. It's freaking
I'm going to say
awesome.
what I said yesterday. I think we all know that the company has had issues over the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole tariff thing is just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the entire problem. I think it's part of the problem.
He did.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that it's been mismanaged. So, Spec, you said for anybody here watching right now, go to Super7's page and read the comments. So whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, a former employee that was laid off 6 months ago questioned everything that was written. So there's a lot of back and forth in there. Kyle had a different experience than some other people, and he was actually very gracious about his time. So it all depends on, I guess, perception, right? And where you sit and where you end up. And maybe we could, I think Kyle actually went back and made a comment under the one employee who said what happened 6 months ago. Kyle's response was, yeah, let's see 6 months from now what he thinks. So, like, let's see where the company's at 6 months from now.
Interesting. And then
Damn.
Road Pig John says, "Are you inviting any other former Super 7 employees?" I happen to have an in to message Kyle, so it just sort of happened on a whim. I don't know any other Super 7 employees.
Yeah, that literally came together on Monday, didn't it?
Yeah. So on last Tuesday, when the layoffs happened, I had been told by a little birdie, and somebody on one of the Ninja Turtle pages posted, hey, check out this new interview that just went up today with Kyle from Super 7 talking about the 2003 Turtles, da 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 da. And Bobby, who's friends with Kyle, I saw his LinkedIn page and saw Kyle writing a post basically making the knowledge now public. And so I had taken a screenshot of that, and I said, it's a bummer that this interview was released like the same day that he was laid off or fired or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know Kyle was on that Ninja Turtle page. And then he like replied and he was like, yeah, it's a total bummer. And I was like, fuck. Did I just like,
I
wasn't trying to be a dick about it. I was just being matter of fact. And then when I went back and looked at it, I was like, I can see how this can be totally misread. So I reached out to Kyle, who's been on a Toy Kind of Mood before, and was just like, hey, dude, like it really is a shitty thing. And, I happen to be on a stream with these other guys, and, I understand if you can't or won't, but we go on this afternoon and we'd love to have you on. And he replied back and he's like, oh, I'm doing all right. And thanks for the offer. I can't today, but like maybe next week. And so I followed up with him on Monday and he was like, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. And we just told him straight up, it's a shit show, and we go off the rails, and we don't, we see something shiny and we go after it. So,
but we were respectful beforehand. We talked to him ahead of time, and it was like, hey, what's completely off limits? Because obviously he was just let go, and
signed an NDA.
There was an NDA, which I'd already guessed, which we've been talking about in the thing, and like it's a small community, and he's trying to find another job, so it's like you don't want to turn off potential future employers.
You know what's funny about that is there wasn't much that was off the table.
Right. It was good.
It was very limited, and he was very forthcoming about his experience.
Right.
So his experience wasn't that bad.
A lot of the questions, the deep dirt that we all would want to know, that wasn't part of his job description. So he was sort of insulated from that.
Yeah. I hate to plug another show, but I guess you watched it. We don't know the numbers, and it's not. I don't know if it sounds like the numbers were a little close, but he's saying it's not as close as it was. He said previously 200 employees were at Super 7.
He said Super 7 had about 200 employees, and so the rumor was that they had fired about 80 to 90% of their workforce, and Kyle said it wasn't that much.
Right. So who knows? I mean, it doesn't matter. People are out of jobs. The industry is up against a lot, which, we can see just with everything else going on with Diamond and all that stuff. So what do we got here? Is this Diamond stuff?
It looks like, it looks like there's some Black Series in there too. The Muppets are Diamond, and that little Jeff the Shark is Diamond.
Is that Cable Diamond? Looks like it.
Yeah.
I think
John Wick is definitely Diamond.
Yeah, I think they're Diamond. Yeah.
The others must be statues. Oh, I see. They're the Gentle Giant statues.
Okay. Yeah.
But so Gentle, what I didn't realize that I learned, because I was like, oh man, Gentle Giant, because I have a bunch of their statues and I'm actually trying to sell a bunch of their statues. There's two different companies. There's Gentle Giant Limited, which are these, and then there's Gentle Giant Studios. Because when I was on The Mandalorian on the call sheet, it was like Gentle Giant off on one of the other stages doing facial scans. And I think that's, Hasbro or whomever or Lucasfilm employed all that. So like when you had a new character, a new actor come in, they would send them over to that stage and have like the full 3D scanning for likeness use.
I got you. Well, we have this guy here, your boy Travis Moody, saying it's Diamond.
Travis fucking Moody.
How'd you get internet basement? I thought we took your phone away.
That will never die.
Never, ever.
Never.
Yeah, so this is all the Diamond stuff. So, you know, like we just talked Super 7, Bleeding Cool reports that, you know, Diamond Select Toys is being shut down and that all of its staff was let go on Friday.
Yeah, so, new owner.
New owner,
business solvent, so they're doing some housekeeping, and this was probably a lot of the fat that's getting trimmed.
Yep. And,
damn.
Yeah, and what's interesting is I was watching Yojo Jerk, and he was saying like, and he works for a comic store or owns a comic store, and
works for one.
Yeah, he works for one. He was saying whatever just recently happened, all of a sudden they're getting all their stuff from Diamond. It's they're like on time now. Yeah.
I mean, I know my comic store was in the midst of switching over to, there's two other distributors, Penguin and Bobby, you know this. Penguin and who's the other one?
Fuck. I'm blanking. We actually had a lot of issue with them. It was Diamond, Penguin, and there's another one where like they're actually like always behind. I can't think of it right now. Hold on. Let me see.
My comic store was switching over from Diamond to Penguin and this other one because they'd been having issues with Diamond.
Yeah, they've been having a lot of issues. Well, obviously now.
Yeah.
Lunar. Lunar Distribution. That's it.
Okay.
I wonder if there's another one because that one doesn't sound familiar, but maybe that's it. Anyway. But didn't Diamond also have the point of sale system that they licensed out? And so like the comic book store. So like if it was a chain of comic stores, there was this whole weird thing. I thought that was Diamond software. I thought it was their own like proprietary, and they licensed it to the comic stores. And they did a really shitty thing where it's like if you had multiple stores and you were trying to cross-reference inventory, you had to like pay for an additional license as opposed to
what?
Yeah.
You couldn't see your own inventory at another store?
From my understanding, I remember like chatting with them about it once. And I don't remember, I feel like it was Diamond's software, but I could be completely wrong.
Well, if you're wrong, it doesn't matter. They don't exist. So,
well, I mean,
they're being shut down,
distribution still exists, right?
Yeah.
They got bought out. They just they shuttered the toys.
Yeah, I think. And I think we're going to touch on this in a little bit, but I have a theory. So I will say this: everybody, get your wallets ready, and then when we get to that point, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So
my wallet is placed convincingly on the ground so that I can just easily bend over for your theory.
Well, you are as Clappetus.
Ask Clappetus. Yeah, ask Clappetus.
So our next thing here is look, he's right here.
Awesome.
1, 2,
3,
4.
He's got some pages in there. He's got some
$300. You ho.
Does he have special mushroom on the inside? Yes.
He does.
Special mushroom. Y'all don't know that?
He's shrooming.
Boomerang.
I can't wait to play with that thing. And that's what she said.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. So we got the Target Haulathon. Did you guys get anything?
Yeah, I got the count a few weeks ago when he showed up in store.
Yep.
And is that the only thing I got? I think that's the only thing I got. Oh, I got the cartoon shredder.
Bobby, you collect all the plush, right? Did you get these?
I didn't. I mean,
Bobby's a furry. He doesn't collect plushies.
I thought he was a brony.
I love the Sesame Street figures, and I really want Ernie because he was my favorite as a kid. But Ernie
awesome.
I know. I just can't jump into another goddamn line.
That's what I said, and then I ended up buying them all.
Listening to my Street Fighter jargon.
Well, you know what? We talked about Pokemon earlier. Just because you get one doesn't mean you got to catch them all. Just get the ones that you want. Get Ernie.
I know.
Cherry pick.
If you get Ernie, you got to get Bert.
Yes.
Then you're gonna want to get Grover, and then there probably is gonna be a convention exclusive Super Grover, who I want more than
I would get Super Grover. I would get
Grover. Awesome.
Now if they get as deep and they release Abby Cadabby, I don't give a fuck. That was like my
balls deep in Sesame Street.
And if you get Gonzo, you got to get the chickens, right?
Did they make an Oscar, the Grouch?
He's coming.
He's coming.
Oh shit! Yeah. Wow, nice.
Yeah, you got to get Oscar. They're doing Big Bird. He's going to be like a huge, expensive.
Yeah.
Snuffleupagus.
You know, you hope they do Tully, right? You got to have Tully.
I get Cookie Monster. I need my Cookie Monster.
Oh, Cookie Monster is awesome.
The two-headed monster. I don't remember what their names.
I can't get into another line. I'm having too much fun with McFarlane since he's ending.
Well, they're doing the 2-pack with Snuffleupagus and Ron Jeremy.
And
we don't have that slide.
And the ruler.
If you watch Circle of Jerks, you guys will understand that one.
Sorry.
Who's collecting these turtles?
I have severely limited my Ninja Turtle purchasing.
Me too. Cherry pick.
So,
is this NECA?
This is all NECA. Yeah, this is the Foot Elite Assassin, which looks really cool.
Yeah, dope.
And then the Dark Leonardo, and the Dark Leonardo is from the Saturday morning cartoon comic book.
It has to be.
But it's one of those kind of like the Panda Con figure. They, you know, here's a what if we did it in an animated style.
Oh, I see.
I've got over there. I need to open them up.
Yeah, so that's Dark Leo, and I thought that was Shredder, but you said that it's the Foot Elite ass in.
I need a Shredder, but not one that's shredded. The one that's shredded is like at the freaking Target right now.
The War of Worms or something like that.
Yeah, he's got like two
pack
rips, right? Yeah.
Oh, the Battle Damage Shredder.
Yeah, the Battle Damage Shredder. I want the clean Shredder. He's probably expensive.
The clean Shredder was like one of the original Mirage releases from however long ago. That thing's like $300.
I know, jeez.
But there's the 2-pack that they came out with, like the really big, like ripped Shredder.
Yeah,
and so it's like the in the armor and then without the armor. It looks really cool. It's fucking $80, so I'm passing on that.
That's not the one where it's the Shredder and then Hamato Yoshi. It's not that thing. Okay,
no, that's the movie.
Oh, okay.
I sent you guys the link for that new Masters of the Universe 2-pack. We don't have a slide for that, but we do have a slide for this.
Yeah,
this is the Despera.
Despera, yeah, it's She-Ra when she was under Hordak's control.
Oh, okay, and where was that? Was that in the She-Ra?
That was so. Yes, there. It's in the Power of the Sword movie, and then the comic books, and also at the end of Revolution. Masterverse. Yeah, in the Masterverse, we see her like taking care of Hordak.
Damn, that looks pretty damn cool. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is from the Classics line, which is long gone. So this would be the Origins version.
Yeah.
Which
because because at the beginning, when did this show? There was at the beginning of Masterverse where it shows the Hordak and Skeletor stealing, kidnapping.
Hordak kidnapped her or Skeletor kidnapped her?
So Skeletor was Hordak's minion.
Yes.
So Skeletor kidnapped Adora.
Okay.
When she out of her crib, and we get that in both Masterverse and in the original Power of the Sword movie.
Right.
Kidnapping bastards.
Yep.
So I guess I had forgotten. I always thought She-Ra was He-Man's cousin, but when I was looking up Despera, they're twins.
Twins.
Yeah.
They're brother and sister. Okay, shit.
Luke and Leia.
Yep.
He-Man made out with her and then told her that they were related.
Without the incest.
No, there was incest.
No, he got her behind Castle Grayskull.
You want to see what's under my fur loincloth?
Wrong.
I thought they were. I don't know. I thought they were hitting it. No, okay, never mind.
Wrong movie.
Related. I'm sorry. Okay, shit.
He's like, you're gonna feel the power of the sword, baby.
God.
Cringer, look away.
She lifted up her ass, clap it to
She's my sister. God dang it.
She said, I have the power. Yeah.
Yeah, blackmail. I just recorded this, fool.
All right, we're on to Mondo.
Which I just was showing, yeah.
Money bucks
Show it
here.
again. Show it again. Show it again.
Masturbators of the universe.
Show us your Mondo.
Show us your Mondo.
Well, Mondo just had layoffs too, right?
Ish.
I
I
mean,
mean,
everybody's laying off.
had
Everybody.
layoffs, and
Everybody gets
it
fired.
did affect Mondo, but not as deep.
Yeah. Nah.
I just hear Tony laughing because you said deep. You're so immature.
Deep.
When I go visit my parents in the desert, there's a street in Palm, or maybe it's La Quinta, somewhere in there. It's called Deep Canyon Road. Every time we drive by it, my wife's in the car. I'm always just like, Deep Canyon.
Just like, and she looking at you like,
Yeah. Every time.
I mean, she's tired of hearing it after all these years.
she's like, I can't stand you.
Well, you know what? She'll miss it the next time she drives past it and you're not in the car with her.
She'll say it to herself in her head, and then she'll be like, God damn it.
God damn it.
She'll be like, that damn it, Spec. Her wife.
So the Mumra you were just showing, they debuted that at WonderCon, and it looked freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And then the Nightcrawler debuted last
well, wait. Let's go back to this. Because this Mumra is a timed edition, and it went up for pre-order on the 20th, which is, I guess, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It's open for 10 days, and it's $280. That is only, listen, that is only $28 a day.
But it
all that
comes
is.
with a shit ton, and it's massive.
Do you think you could put aside $28 a day to buy this?
I wouldn't want to.
I mean,
but yeah.
What would you skip out on each day?
I'm terrible. I don't skip out on anything. And then I just get in deep shit for it.
Take out? I have to make my food.
Take out, coffee.
That's healthier anyway.
Yeah.
No gas, no driving to work.
I haven't bought gas in almost 4 years.
Oh, I drive an EV.
Telling you, the fucking convenience of not having to pull into a gas station. Oh my god.
I almost pre-ordered this, but it sold out before I could.
Yeah, my buddy was saying that this thing like oversold in like 2 hours or something like that, and like something ridiculous. Like, and they showed this at WonderCon also.
Oh my god!
So why did this sell out so quickly?
Because people love Nightcrawler, and it's kind of badass.
Yeah, it's insanely cool.
That's all you gotta say right there.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like I won't lie. Buying the Mondo is actually I'm really considering leaving the 1/6 behind and just going 12.
You mean leaving 1/12?
1/12, yeah.
So what is 1/6? Is that it's Barbie
huge.
size?
12-inch.
12-inch.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Ron Jeremy scale.
Oh,
I said Barbie. You said Ron Jeremy. Let's meet somewhere in the middle with Nightcrawler. I mean, they are dolls. We do have to accept that.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at those photos. Like, look how posable he is at that size. Like, it's
yeah,
that Cyclops is killer too.
While we're talking, I'm gonna switch out the. I actually like that that look for Cyclops. Let me swatch out the.
So is that the same Cyclops?
No, that's the.
It's old school.
Old school. This is I went for the '90s version.
You got the Jim Lee Cyclops out.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
That's cool.
Do you have the Wolverine? Is there Wolverine out?
Oh, they've got two.
Oh,
he sold out. He's more like that.
How much was that?
200, 250.
The Cyclops?
I got him for 200. Yeah.
Ashley, where you at? Stop this kid.
I flipped a bunch of shit for it though.
Oh, it's right.
It's funny. So I was just thinking this. Did they make a Rogue?
Yes.
And they did?
Oh yeah.
I don't know how deep they are into the characters. They seem to have a lot already.
They've got Cyclops 90s and 70s. They got Wolverine. They've got Logan. They got Jubilee, Gambit, Rogue. They got Nightcrawler now. They've got Magneto and Sabretooth.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Yes.
They need some Colossus in there. He's going to be insane.
Well, I was thinking that blast effect, the one that you just showed, Bobby.
Yeah.
It's this one. Yeah.
That would bounce off a Rogue's ass amazingly.
It's just eat-worthy. Ron Jeremy was posable for that size.
Call him the Hedgehog.
Let's see. Stanley says, I was able to order a Mondo animated Clayface. I justify him as a... Yeah, that Clayface looked awesome, and it was huge.
Yeah.
This isn't the deluxe Cyclops. The deluxe has the jacket. If you go, and this is how I got my He-Man, is if you go into sideshow.com, you can do payment plans.
Oh, okay.
Lay away for your 12-inch action figures.
Oh my god.
Pretty much. That's what I got.
So does his this effect light up, or are they just doing that for the photography?
I think for the photography.
I think it's the photography, yeah. His Bamf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bamf.
It smells like what is it? It smells like burnt what?
It
smells like
sulfur.
Sulfur. That's it.
Because the dimension he travels through is like limbo, hellish type.
Made of farts.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Someone's gonna correct
So
this.
wait, it smells like when you pee
brimstone.
Oh,
thank you, Jason.
Brimstone, same thing.
It smells like the shit that was leaking out of my son's book bag 2 minutes before the show started.
I remember when they said that when the X-Men were on Spider-Man and Amazing Friends. The brimstone smell of the devil.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, he's a big boy. Well, actually, I guess he's not. I mean, if he's 10 3/4, they scaled him to the others, right?
Yeah, the proportions are pretty badass. Wow, that's Mondo don't mess around, do they?
No, they don't.
Jesus,
they're not.
That is like the definitive Nightcrawler.
So real quick, to answer this question, they retconned it. It is Mystique.
It's Mystique is his mama.
Mystique is his dad.
Mystique is his dad?
Destiny.
Okay, that's why I got out of comics. I'm sure.
Wait, what?
They retconned it about 2 years ago. Destiny.
I thought Mystique was female. Sorry.
Destiny. Destiny's his mom. Mystique's his dad, and it was actually a really sad story.
She had weird.
She had Professor Xavier erase from her mind that this had all happened because she didn't want anyone finding Kurt. It was a sad fucking story, and then
So when Mystique shapeshifts and becomes a man, she's got full working bits.
Yep.
Wow.
So really, she's a hermaphrodite, or they are.
Yeah. She's if she can. Well,
no, it's asexual reproduction, right?
So when Mystique shapeshifts, she shifts her DNA. So it's how she can actually have
that makes sense.
Yeah, so she can mimic
Legends one.
Yeah.
So did she shapeshift to be a dude? Was this like in her college years where everybody experiments?
It's when she was.
Did we all just freeze
up so much? Oh my god!
Or was it just me?
I haven't had anything stop.
I think it was all of us.
Stop.
I saw it too, Spec.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I hated the fucking Azazel storyline. That was such a, I'd never say anything bad about writers or artists because they're trying their best, but goddamn, that was a shitty era of X-Men.
There you go, Mr.
Yeah,
Kimberlin.
sounds
Hello,
weird.
Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Claremont wanted this in the 80s, but the higher up said new.
Shocker.
Oh, yeah, shocker. So, okay, so you're saying Mystique and Destiny made Nightcrawler.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
So, and
Blew my mind.
and Rogue is his stepsister.
Stepsister.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How does Wolverine bend his wrists when he's not using his claws? Because they retract all the way.
Yes, they rest in here.
They're in his.
So at the moment of when he shoots them forward, he's got to keep his wrist straight.
Yes. Because and then it breaks the bones, and then it breaks through and then heals.
It certainly does. Did you guys? This is not Wolverine, but Shauna.
Put some respect on her name, please. Look at her; she's so fine.
Yeah, it's weird when they make a
she's badass,
figure, dude. Like fine looking.
That's who she looks like.
I was waiting for her. I've been waiting for her. I didn't know they were going to come out with her so soon. I'm like, yes, her, Zabu, and Kazar is a must.
They made her look like Raquel Welch.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
What was that? 1,000 years BC, 1,000 million BC, or 1,000 BC?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Spec, are you frozen?
Oh.
Is Spec frozen? He's with the cool pose too.
Oh, she does.
That's creepy.
Yeah, she does look. And she does have those. She does have Raquel Welch's outfit. Hey there, fuzzy britches.
Yeah. What? Well, also like it was Raquel Welch, but also was it Jane Fonda? What was that movie in the 60s?
Jane Fonda did something like that, but I can't remember the movie.
Barbarella.
But Barbarella was set in the future.
I thought it was space. Yeah, like some futuristic shit.
All right. Well, obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about. Are you guys going to get this when it drops?
Yes, I will be making a bikini for her.
I have a feeling a lot of customizers are going to try and get as many of these as possible.
Yep. Just like I got a bunch of Kazars.
Yep. Because she's got the skin tone.
Can make a bunch of different characters.
You can see that top will be easy to take off, so that allows for other options,
Make a leopard print one. Dude, you can go crazy.
Yeah. Bikini Baroness, you know what I mean? What about this? It wasn't a surprise. We saw a leak of this figure about a month ago.
Right.
But they finally said where it's exclusive to.
Yeah.
Tarjay.
Yeah. And then there's that Lex Luthor. And I'm laughing because I can't get that Axel Braun parody out of my head.
What?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't. What the hell?
Yeah,
Now Hank Henshaw is pretty badass.
That Hank Henshaw looks great. That Lex, Jason the X and Gene and I last on our show, which drops tomorrow, just talked about Superman for like an hour and how Nicholas Holt's probably gonna fucking kill it as Lex. And
yeah, he is. That's Beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's first class Beast.
Yeah, I will probably skip the Lex just because I'm not paying $30 for.
Me too.
But I really, really want that Superman.
That Cyborg Supes is dope. I didn't follow the story with this one when he was fighting Green Lanterns and shit.
Yeah, he was
Coast City stuff. I got the other one, and that's beautiful. I just customized a little bit of that, but this one's pretty dope. It's going to be in the collector spot at Target. Hopefully, you guys find that shit, but it's pretty cool. I just changed mine around.
Yeah, if this is one of those APBs I'll put out. If one of you guys find this, grab it for me.
Sure.
The Henshaw? All right. But
yeah, Henshaw. Listen, the DC, like when they do the movie figures, I usually don't jump on those. Like I did.
Me neither. I stay away from the movie figures, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I don't want the actors. I'm the same way with the MCU figures.
Same here.
Batman 89, Keaton, that's a must-have. Or at least for me. And Christopher Reeve's Superman, but other than that, I don't really go after movie figures.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Strictly comic. That looks pretty good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. McFarlane either nails it or he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I gotta fix it.
Well, that would put you out of a job, right?
Yeah. Keep fucking up. Keep fucking up, Todd. God dang. The heights, the scale. Don't let me get started on his scaling and everything.
I know.
Oh.
What about Doom? Do you guys go after this stuff? This elite figure?
No,
Not me. I don't even. All I know is it's from a video game. Am I warm?
Yeah. Well, it's from Doom.
Oh, I don't even know. I thought Doom. You say Doom, I think video game. So
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I don't know the Dark Ages game, but
it's a brand new game coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It looks fantastic, but
it looks freaking badass.
Is this his maximum series, right? Because it's
Elite.
a $60 figure.
Elite edition, whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be
How much is it?
$60.
Woo!
In the words of Tony, fuck that.
The Hot Girl was $40, man. I'm pissed.
A $60 McFarlane figure.
Nope.
It's 20 more than freaking Hot Girl. I have no idea why Hawk Girl was freaking $40.
I think Hawk Girl was product of the tariffs.
The tariffs. Okay, I got tariffs.
I'm guessing GameStop got her. Well, I'm guessing GameStop got her during the 145% period.
I mean, damn,
and they offset the cost to the customer. But
they're killing it right now. You can find all kinds of McFarlane at GameStop and Best Buy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that Max Fleischer Superman, and I was like, oh, that looked really good.
I've never seen him in the store.
It was so tempting.
It's beautiful. I have one. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a good one. What do you think of the paint apps here? I mean, this is pretty good for McFarlane.
Yeah.
No, he's always been really good with the detail and stuff, just not articulation. But still, this is pretty badass. Yeah, look at the worn and how weathered all this shit looks. There he is. There's my optics.
I muted you, Spec.
Get out of here.
You know what? I'm sick of his attitude.
Take that with your internet. You're mean. Baldy's mean. Yeah, I got tariffed. There he is.
You ever see those videos?
Dude, knock it off.
That's not me.
Oh.
That's him.
It's just hilarious.
All right. I'll just leave him in there.
E-worthy, you're so right. You got tariffed should be the new term when you overpay for figs. I got tariffed on Hawk Girl.
Yeah. I definitely think that's what happened.
I have to have her though, so
I was surprised. I saw her in store, but it wasn't the plat. So I was like, I'll skip that.
Yeah. I'm still looking for the platinum. I was looking for the platinum the other day, and I came up on that Black Manta, and he's pretty damn cool, man. And I needed him for if I'm making my display like the Legion of Doom or Super Friends. Yeah.
Well, he would be cool. Wasn't he like purple in the Super Friends?
Yeah.
Purple, and then he had a black version. The Superpowers made him like that too, a purple one and a black one.
Yeah. That's when it would be fun.
Johnny.
Now we're on to GI Joe. I know it's a property that this channel doesn't really touch, but
no, I don't even know what's up with GI Joe. What's that?
No, so GI Joe, it's a franchise from like the 80s, like 84, I think.
Was it with Mask and all that? I can't remember.
No, Mask was much bigger than GI Joe.
Oh,
but this is it was silly stuff. It was like this American commando became a ninja, and that's who this character is here. It's Storm Shadow.
I think it's Cobra Eyes.
No, Snake Eyes.
Oh, it's Snake Eyes.
Snake
Not
Eyes.
Solid Snake. I thought it was Solid Snake.
Solid Snakes. Rashikage Blood. I don't know. Is this from a video game?
Yeah, so this is a video game coming out. Atomic Arcade. So it's like
that's pretty dope.
I guess it's through Wizards of the Coast. They're different devs from WB, Ubisoft. Ubi? Is it Ubisoft?
I don't know.
Ubi or Ubi? I think it's Ubisoft.
I think it's Ubi.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Sounds like toilet paper.
Ubisoft.
Toad Bounty Hunter thought it was Trouser Snake. Also an acceptable guess.
Punk was crying about, why is he having him for and not an Uzi?
I hear that and I think Jade Silent Bob Strike Back. Ooh, what's a trouser snake?
What is this internet?
Oh, I don't know, but mine decided to shit the bed.
Uh-oh.
Where's our motherfucking movie check?
Oh wait, okay, we're done talking about Snake Eyes, right? This is a game that yeah, it's a game. Who knows if this is in-game stuff or if this is just cutscenes, but I guess we'll find out. So anybody know what this is?
The Island Viper.
So the new GI Joe classified retros have arrived for a lot of people. Did you guys get any?
My Mindbender, I just got Hasbro announced that it's like shipping soon. So,
jeez.
Yeah, did you look at the date in that email?
June 9th.
No, the date was 2 weeks,
May 19th.
2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look at the date, it was like, I don't know, a week or two ago. That's what I mean. Like their Hasbro, I don't know, their system is way off. But
so Travis fucking Moody.
Yeah, Travis Moody dropped a video just yesterday or this morning. This was last night, maybe?
Late last night, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the first one out there ever of the Retro Viper. So amazing. Good job.
Yep.
Good job. You ain't first.
You're Moody.
The Viper was the only retro I ordered from this wave. I didn't order Rock and Roll and I didn't order Mindbender.
I only got Rock and Roll.
I just got Mindbender because I didn't get Mindbender because I didn't get him the first time.
So all mine arrived.
Nice.
Jesus. Freaking Pennsylvania, man.
One more.
They're so heavy. It's hard to hold.
So heavy. Ow. I hit my elbow.
Told me shipping soon. Shipping date to December 31st. Nice.
But yeah, your boy Trav Moody dropped the video. So when we're done here, go check it out. Here's some comparisons. I thought he didn't have many O-rings, but I think he said in his video that's his roommate's O-ring.
It's probably Lance's, yeah.
His roommate's what ring? I'm sorry, what kind of ring?
Poor Lance.
Poor Lance. Yeah, he does a nice little comparison of everything here.
Look at that carbon fiber. That's such an expensive desk.
I thought it was the hood of his car.
He's got a carbon fiber desk. That's expensive.
Damn.
And he's worried about tariffs? Come on, man.
DJ Mr. McFly, his O-ring.
His O-ring. Oh.
Wait, Tony, do it like Mossman.
Oh. Mossman sucks.
The O-face ring.
Ronnie.
That's still one of the funniest random scenes that runs through my head from
Office Bell.
Yeah, from Office Space.
Yeah.
I show her my O face. Your what? My O.
I've been fortunate enough to work with Gary Cole. Two or three
really?
Yeah,
two or three
different times. No, he's the boss. He's Lundberg.
Oh, he's the boss. Okay.
But the very first time I ever worked with him was on Pineapple Express, and it was a night shoot, and it was his first night as coming on as part of the show. And just randomly, he was walking around set and he was drinking coffee, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need you to stay all night."
That's
awesome. I didn't know he was on. He had a little part in Entourage too. He was in Entourage.
He's been in everything. He's been in, like, I think I was on Veep for a day on the finale, and he was there. And then he had a small reoccurring, not reoccurring. I think it was a full episode. I did a series called The Wedding Band, and he was Brian Austin Green's dad.
Well, I think he was in Law and Order.
Still is, I believe. Like,
yeah,
I mean, everything.
He's such a good actor.
NCIS. He's on NCIS.
He was the voice of Harvey Birdman.
I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Oh,
I love.
But he's also the one that says, "If you ain't first, you're last."
Yeah.
I love Office Space. God damn.
Well, I guess Dr. Mindbender would be sexy in the Cobra Office Space. What do you think? I was trying to make a segue work, and it did not.
I know you were trying hard too. Bravo.
I'd like to think that like Baroness is just reporting him to HR like every goddamn day. She's like, "Get your cod piece out of my goddamn face.
Get your
nipples and your
chisel X out of my face, Mindbender."
What is this guy wearing to the office?
He's just flexing on everybody.
This is Adams, right?
It just has like, you open up his closet, he just has like hanging cod pieces. Like, which one do I wear today?
Imagine what he wore when he was a practicing dentist.
Suspenders were involved, and no shirt.
When he'd go to put the little bib around, he'd just take the clamps off
his nips.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah. So a few people got their retros, and this is going to come into play shortly with my theory of what's going on here. But these pictures are all from Shark Eyed Toys. Adam, good friend of most.
Adam House.
Yep. Yeah.
Down.
He got these last week, I guess.
Yeah,
probably.
What's up with the new one? What's up with the eyebrows on that one?
So this one he swapped the heads, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he swapped the heads. So the darker eyebrows go with the 1984 release. It's very accurate. If you guys look at the classic figure,
does that mean that he dyes his beard and his hair?
Yeah,
because he's got like dark eyebrows. And
what's funny is it looks like a glamour shot, doesn't it? Do you guys remember glamour shots when people?
I'm gonna need to do the brows blonde like the one on the left. I'm gonna keep that.
Yeah. Well, the necks are different. So if you go into Sharks, but that's an easy one. You just pop.
Like I haven't run into that before.
Yeah.
I didn't turn it off.
Breaker 19.
He does look awesome. I pass on him, but that does look like a badass figure.
You passed on the Breaker Man? Wow.
I did.
Pass on Breaker.
He passed on OG-13 Breaker, Baldy.
Oh, jeez. You're not a Joe fan.
You're not a Joe fan, Bobby Behar.
You know what? I initially did too, and then when it came back up, I was like, all right.
Yeah, you redeem yourself and get Robert.
Well, I mean, I'm good. I'm good with my breaker.
Same.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I don't
need
mean
OG breaker. I wasn't good with him, so I customized him. Well, for OG 13, but now they caught up. OG
The only
13
reason I'm gonna
breaker.
get this one is I love the head blowing bubblegum. I think that's amazing.
I made one.
It's great.
you know, I made one too. It was an X-Men figure that
Yes,
had,
it was either what's her
it
name?
wasn't Jubilee. I had the
Boom
other
Boom.
one.
It was Boom Boom.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
did the same thing. Yep.
Boom Boom had a bubblegum. Tabitha.
Yep.
Yeah, all you had to do was make a little hole. You can barely see it, and it goes right in. And then he's got the Frag Viper. So
Making
that
holes.
one kind of threw me off. So
What?
the Frag Viper,
Why?
because isn't he later? Like, isn't he supposed to be further out?
He's the Dark Lawn wave, which Amazon moved up to next month.
Oh,
Your theory. Your theory.
Your theory is sound.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's really it for the slides, to be honest with you.
Slides.
So we're just going to dive into the topic, which is the action figure marketing.
We are?
Yeah, which is on us, on YouTubers. Would you guys agree with that?
Well, there's no commercials. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, it's between that and whoever they have running their social media.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would think, like, I agree with Travis that it's YouTubers and like the online toy community.
And whatever we see on Instagram from Big Bad Toy Store with those little animations, those are freaking
great.
gold.
Yeah, but that's Big Bad Toy Store
Toy
doing
Store.
it. That's not Hasbro doing it. It's not McFarlane.
No,
But
they don't have
Hasbro
any
did do the
commercials.
one retro style commercial, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that wasn't official. But the thing, like, you're only going to see it on social media channels. You're never going to see. They're never going to buy ad time on a cartoon or a TV series, and kids don't consume cartoons that way. Like Saturday morning cartoons died. I don't know. 10, 20 years ago. Like afternoon cartoons died.
Yep.
It's all streaming now. And so
all streaming.
And then of course, you know, back then cartoons served as a means to sell toys.
Yep.
And they just none of that exists. And I don't know if it doesn't exist because they don't think it works, or it's proven that it doesn't work, or the cost investment to do the animation or whatever these days. Like,
well, if anybody out there was at Joe Fest, I mean, Tony was, I was. When we did our panel last year, we talked about that we were, and not just us, I'm just talking about YouTubers in general, we were the face of the marketing. We were at Joe Fest because Hasbro wasn't, right?
Right.
But we're the face of the marketing, YouTubers in general, for toys these days. And we would have proof if the video came out correctly, right? That audio was unusable. So Travis, you can pat yourself on the back for that.
That was horrible.
We had video, but the audio was unusable. But we said this last year, and it rings true now. But it's been the case for years now, right? That's why you have all the big YouTubers like, oh my God, why am I blanking? Who's the real big guy? Not Shartimus. Who was the dude that was there last year?
Galaxy Dan?
Galaxy.
Dan Larson?
Dan Larson, there we go.
Yeah.
Galaxy
Secret Galaxy?
He's got like 2 different shows, but yeah.
Okay. Well, you have a rise of all these
Dan
YouTubers, right? Who?
Dan who? He's getting big.
Who?
What are you, fucking owl?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean it's on us, right? I don't know.
Yeah, and what's sad too is we lost some really good cartoons because, or action figures because the toys, the cartoon wasn't making money, and so when they made the toys, they hoped that the toys would bring up the money, but that didn't happen. So we lost like Thundercats and Young Justice, and it sucks. It sucks, and I think mainly is guys our age, like people our age who love the old commercials for the toys, even though they're insanely kind of cringy, but they're awesome and they're great. But you'll never get those again. You just never will, because unless it's on the iPad, no one's watching traditional
video game. Yeah.
No, because is Disney Plus doing this, or was it Apple, or maybe it's the two of them? But when they release an episode, it's once a week, right?
That depends on. Yeah.
Usually they'll like release the first 2 or 3, and then they'll go weekly after that. But or like they'll do something different, like Andor, where because it was blocks of 3 episodes told a story, they did 3 episodes every week.
Oh, okay. We couldn't really see them doing that with cartoon series now, right?
No, but I mean, it's an interesting, so like Disney, unless you pay for the ad-free version, like Disney and HBO, when you hit play, it'll do 30 seconds to 2 minutes of ads. But of course, that's pre-purchased ads by whomever they sold it to. But Andy in the comments says, I work in marketing, and I will say it's very odd how the toy industry seems to operate.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah, so Travis is not here, but he was saying that this topic popped in his head because he has had chats with WWE Mattel's global brand manager, Steve Ozer. Do you guys know who that is?
Yep.
And also with GI Joe's designer, Lenny, who we've talked with several times.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make marketing decisions, but that's where this kind of topic, popped up. Like it's kind of like hit or miss when it comes to the toy industry and how they market. I mean, Mattel does it. You've seen those stop motion stuff,
which is awesome.
Yeah, it is. I do like Jason's.
Yep,
it's a good question. Aren't YouTubers kind of preaching to the converted? I mean,
they're already. Yeah.
Yes, because I mean, you look at your YouTube will be like, do I want to watch, like when Travis and I were sharing YouTube, he hated it because I'd have like comic books and like politics. Oh, sorry, sweetie. And then Travis was like, I don't want that on mine.
Yeah.
So it's not just me being distracted.
No. Hi, Ashley.
Hi. I just want to see the top.
Oh yeah. Are they on my side of the? Sorry, there's like cops outside my window.
No, it's a huge vehicle. That's why.
Some drama happening.
Were they throwing pebbles at your glass, going, Bobby, come outside?
Yes.
Not today, Ice.
Coming
outside, Bobby.
Let's see.
Is it?
Yeah, it might be a SWAT car.
Don't you want your sailboat?
Okay, hold on. Y'all discuss. I'm gonna.
Hey, listen.
Y'all.
If something big's happened, we need to go live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see. Get the camera out there.
Over. Breaking Bob. Who's swatting Bobby?
That would be actually whipping his ass.
YouTubers kind of preaching to the converted. Yes, to a degree, but how many times have you? So like I like Robo, right?
I do too.
And yes, I already collect Black Series. And there were figures I was thinking of getting or waiting for sales or whatever, but I was doing cardio, and so I was watching him, and he was doing the review on the current wave of like whatever it is, Luminara, Unduli, Shakti, and Sebulba. And so I watched him do his review on Sebulba, and that's one of the ones I was gonna wait for all 3 of them to go on sale. But because of that, I ended up buying Sebulba because I was like, oh, he's so much better than I thought he was going to be, and like I do want him, and I don't want to wait and risk like not being able to get him. So yeah, we're the converted, but they do have an influence on us, right? Like how many times have you watched a review or you've seen pictures or whatever? Like Mezco has started picking random toy photographers with good followings and like, hey, here's our next figure. Take really great diorama shots, and then a week before it goes up for pre-order, the day before it goes up for pre-order, we're just going to flood Instagram with these shots that go to your account and our account. And they're, at least with the last two, one of them I was planning on getting, one of them I wasn't, and then I'm looking at all these photos and I'm like, fuck, okay.
Yeah.
So they have an influence over us, even if we are the already like converted.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I mean, that could be a whole other show, right? How do they get to a new demographic? Because this shit could die with us.
And that's, I think, the big question is, how do you reach the... I feel there are certain lines that do reach, like Turtles, Transformers. I think that's inherently always there. I think there are others who are like, do kids play with that anymore? Do kids even play with toys anymore? Like, once you get to a certain age, like, fuck, I don't know.
I mean, one of my sons is like, I mean, he's in his room right now. Like, he's big computer games. They're both computer games, but like collecting and painting Warhammer, and not to toot my own kid's horn, like he's really good at painting them.
That's
but
cool.
he like picks up an occasional Black Series. He's got like 3 or 4, and then he's got 2 Mezco figures. Like one of them he bought with his own money at the toy show, and he was able to get a decent deal on it, but it was a Mezco figure. And then the other one, both my kids each spent their own money when Mezco had their April 1st $40 Rumble Society blind pick.
Yeah.
But Daddy's still got more toys than the kids, right?
Dad's got way more toys than the kids.
Wait a second. So Mezco is not your norm. Like, we grew up with toys. We would, they sold us cheap parachutes and gliders for us to throw in Roughhouse, right? A lot of that stuff didn't survive.
No,
Mezco is not that kind of toy.
No, but they're also 14 now, so it's a little different. They had those like cheap, shitty toys too that you get from the dental office or whatever. Yeah. And when they were younger, they had, I got them the whatever the Star Wars line was. They were like small, and they had some vehicles and everything. They were like Galaxy Heroes or something.
Oh yeah.
Very stylized. And if they were that age now, I'd be getting them whatever the current Star Wars line is, that they actually look really good, and they do have articulation, but they're like 4-inch and vehicles, and they're not super expensive.
Who wants to read this?
I just got home from work, but listened to most of it on the way home, and there's absolutely no reason for me to hop on and ruin perfection. He said it. You heard it here.
Screenshot that shit.
Counting down 3, 2. Guys, I couldn't help you, Moody. But like my other son, who's gotten much bigger into comics now, like he's got a couple NECA figures, he's got a couple Marvel Legends, he's got a Mezco, he's got Transformers. Like, that was the big thing I was collecting with them when the War for Cybertron line came into existence.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and my kids, because of my taking photos, have started to want to take photos, and
that's awesome.
It's awesome. Also causes its own frustrations, but
it's a skill set, right? Because that's
diorama.
You're using toys to like spend time with your kids and teach them a skill set, right? But this is a good question from DWH. Is the articulated action figure format still viable with future generations? If these companies want to survive and not have like layoffs and shutdowns like Super7, They need to find ways to make it viable and not count on us. You know what I mean? Because eventually that bubble is going to burst and they're going to have to reconfigure.
I think DWH has some good questions. Do today's kids even know about the lore of the toy property? Do they even care? I loved the toys that built us, the toys that made us. I love that series. And
that's made for us, Bobby.
No, I no shit.
But I watched it with my kids, and my kids, and it's a passed down thing, right? It's a passed down from generation to generation type of thing. So if a parent wasn't like super into it, or I'm an adult now, I don't care about that shit, they don't get like a nostalgic from it, they're not going to pass it down to their kid.
That's true.
Unless the kid gets to an age like my kids are, where they're like, oh, what is that? And do their own research and like look it up on the internet or YouTube or whatever, and be like, oh, that's cool. Now I get the story behind that,
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, like you said, if there's no nostalgia feeling, it doesn't. You don't always need that, right? To connect with the kids. So you're using a camera with toys, right? There was that channel that just announced they were going to slow down their videos, the Outdoor Boys, right? So that, you don't know that one? Pretty big following. The guy would do camping trips and film them with his kids and teach them how to survive outdoors. Right? So that has a huge following. That guy's got like 10 million subs, Damn. Yeah, so it's sharing experiences with the kids, whether it's through toys or not. So if some of these companies want to continue to be viable, they need to market or do something that's going to connect parents with the kids to play with the stuff. I feel like Masters of the Universe, the Origins lines allows that. McFarlane, the superpowers.
Yes.
Yep.
Super7 could have, if the price was right for some of their things.
The Ninja Turtles, like the Playmate stuff, because it's like $10-11 a figure. They go on sale. So like my nephew, who's 4, like he got big into Ninja Turtles, and part of that was because his dad liked them when he was a kid. And like I spoiled the shit out of him over the holidays because like it all went on sale. I got the Mutant Mayhem sewer set for $14, and that was a $70 set. Yeah, and I got him like a bunch of figures for like $7-8 each. And then he's also like, even more so than Ninja Turtles, like he is obsessed with Transformers.
Oof.
And so, but like Rescue Bot, and that's the thing. Like Hasbro doesn't have that with GI Joe. They were gonna try it at one point, and for whatever reason, it never came to fruition. But with Transformers, they always had Rescue Bots, right? In the 2000s, which was an amazing gateway. Like that's how my kids got into it. And now they have like Earthspark and everything, but which it's fine. It's a decent series. I watch it. It doesn't have that connection, and I don't think that the toys resonate as much with kids as something like I just forgot what I was calling it. The one that my kids used to get into it.
Rescue Bots?
Rescue Bots. Like my wife, who doesn't give a shit about any of this, she loved Rescue Bots. She thought it was like such a great storytelling and moral and lesson and characters and all that. And then it was funny. I was working on some Showtime series, came in for a day, and I recognized one of the actors' voices, and he played one of the main characters. So cool. I went up to him and I was just like, my kids loved your show. And he's like, oh, do you want me to record him a message? He's like, when we wrap, he's like, come find me. And he totally did. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Did they get it? Did they understand it? Like they knew who it was?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He's like, Solomon, Cyrus, it's Blades from the Rescue Bots. Like, make sure you do your homework. Again, my kids were a little bit older at that point. Like Rescue Bots had come and gone.
Yeah.
but this guy does a lot of character voices and all that, and I didn't realize that he was also an actor. So it was a trippy, and he was super nice, and it was cool that he offered. I never would have asked.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So, you know, around the time of Rescue Bots, I believe they were looking at doing a similar type series with GI Joe. You know, it was going to kind of be like fire and rescue, kind of like those Mattel figures and all that.
Okay.
Because if you can Google it, and I believe there's like sketches and prototype images of the cartoon. And for whatever reason, they never made it. Maybe they didn't think it would work as well, or something to that degree. But that's what you need. You need a cartoon or a property that can connect with a kid when they're 3-4 years old. And then it grows with them, right? Because you graduate from Rescue Bots to EarthSpark, or from EarthSpark
That's what happened with us.
We're trying, yeah. That's what we're missing.
We are missing that, and we actually we kind of like jumped around with the topic because it's somewhat loose, but the marketing is a huge thing, and how do you connect the next generation? And I mean, I feel like it's already leading into the topic we talked about it a few minutes ago of this stuff could die with us, right? Toy collecting, especially with the world and what's going on right now, it could literally start to end with us when you get your most viable purchasers, which are people our age, right?
Yeah, man. I go hunting, and there's no kids in the toy aisle. In Lego, they are in the Lego aisle. I see the kids in the Legos, but that shit'll never die. And that's
I don't get it, because I was a big Lego collector, and Todd said GI Joe Adventure Team. That's it. That's what it's called.
Adventure Team was the shit.
Lego is pricing them. People keep finding the money and keep doing it, but I feel like they're pricing themselves out of the market. Like, I see a set and I'm like, that's badass, and then I'm like, no, absolutely.
They'll never go down in price. Either.
No, well, their new Ultimate Collector Star Wars series is Jango Fett's ship, Jango Fett Slave One.
Yeah. Slave One. Go say it.
Yep.
If unless I'm totally wrong, it is the exact same piece by piece brick as this UCS Boba Fett Slave One that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah,
it was 200. Jango Fett's is now 300. You know, you look at like they had the little micro sets, and those used to be like $8, and now they're like $12. And like, and the all the other licensed properties, they come out, and you're like, man, that's badass. I want that. And then you're just like, fuck, that's an $800 set.
No. So my grandmother, for like Christmas and my birthday, will give me like Lego gift cards. I have quite a few sets that I haven't opened yet, especially the architecture ones, but I remember before we left Houston, because there's no Lego store here in Albuquerque, we went, and I was like, all right, I could either get the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, which was amazing. It's huge.
I wanted that.
Huh?
I wanted that one.
Oh, same. Or, and I was like, okay, for that, but I could also get the 66 Batmobile with an animated adventure Batmobile. Or you get these two. I'm like, or I could, get the freaking mansion. But I looked at the X mansion. The X mansion for $400 was not worth that price. It really wasn't. And then, I actually had this question. I answered it on my TikTok episode video I did. Where's my collection going to be in like 20 years? If we even make it that long, right? It's probably gonna be just like going backwards instead of forwards. Like, honestly, like, I sold my Origins Castle Grayskull before I left, because like, I don't need this. I'm like, fuck it. You know what? I have my Snake Mountain. I've got my Castle Grayskull. I'm gonna like complete them. Let me work to actually complete these. Downsizing. I've taken over my parents' garage with all my stuff. I'm like, all right, either you have to like start paring it down, selling it. Like, honestly, I could probably like put a down payment on a house for how much shit I have. Like, it might happen, but but also like, I've got boxes in here that I haven't even opened because I don't know where we'll be in a year. But I'm like, doing like I don't miss my shit. I don't. It's weird. Like I don't.
That's why I finally decided to start selling off like a lot of my Gentle Giant stuff, right? It all got boxed up when my office became a nursery.
Yeah.
And I was like, one day we'll have a house, and that hasn't happened because real estate in Los Angeles is just stupid. Yeah. And so like I was like, you know what? This stuff has been in a box in a closet for 14 years. I was like,
why am I holding on to it?
Why am I holding on to it? I went through it all. I obviously I had to reopen everything to take pictures, and it's like, man, this is so cool. I think I have opted to keep 2, maybe 3 out of like the 20 some odd pieces I had, and I've been slowly, as people have been buying them, like trying to sell them off.
Yeah.
And I think I'm at the point where I might have to just say fuck it and start taking a loss on some of them. Which after 20 some odd years, is it really a loss? You'd hope that a numbered limited piece would at least stay at retail, if not increase. And some have. Like I made decent money on some of that shit, but then other certain characters not as desirable. But like, that's where I'm going through, and it's like, do I really need to army build GI Joe? So all the army builders I have that are still boxed up, maybe I keep 2 and I sell the other 2. I have the O-ring collection that a friend basically bequeathed to me that's sitting at my mother-in-law's that I need to do something with.
I'm army building this guy.
The 6-fingered man.
All 11 fingers of him. So it's that thing. It's like, and if things weren't happening the way they were with our economy and all that, would we all be doing this right now or thinking about this right now? Maybe not. Yeah. Although space seems to have caught up with our wallets.
Yeah. I purge every now and then. I have so much fodder for making customs and things. I stayed really, for a while, I took a bunch of stuff. I'm not even, you take things out of your display and you think, well, I'll just, what do you call it? Take some out and put some in so I can see them.
Yeah.
You keep rearranging. It's like, I'm not even doing that. They're staying away. They're staying put away. Like David said, I'm not missing them. I like what's in there now. I want to keep looking at what's in there now. So I got a friend that has a toy store. I'll take him to him. He'll pay me some good money for him, and I'll probably buy some shit he's got in his store. Or, I just put a bunch of boxes in the attic, and I'm like, I'm really not missing that stuff. But I'm like, well, when I get another spot or something, I'll break out. And then having a limited number of detolfs, that's all I got. Don't get more, because just grow and grow and grow. Just relax with that. Get them out. You're not missing them. Yep. You put in there what you want to stare at every other day you're in here, whatever, and or what I make and put in there. It's fun. Throw a bunch of pictures up on social media, and it's fun. But yeah, man, I just every now and then you purge, and then dude, I feel so good after I do it. It's weird. I'm like, you think you're not gonna feel good. Like, I've kept this for so long, and I want this, and I want to have it, but it's like other things take its place a lot. Yeah. And maybe someone else would want it. Someone else would enjoy it,
Like look at the photography thing, and I say it 100 times. My main line is GI Joe.
Same here. Oh my god.
And I probably have just as many or more Star Wars at this point. Go look at my Instagram. How many Star Wars photos have I taken? I've maybe a couple like portrait of like a new figure I got or whatever, but I haven't done any diorama shots. And GI Joe, like 2, 3, like I take more photos with other things, and even there. So it's like I sold off 3 of my Mezcos in the past month because it was like this was a really great figure. I enjoyed it. Maybe I took a photo of it, maybe I didn't, but like, or maybe it was a figure where I was like, it's a cool figure, but maybe it's just not what I wanted, and I'll wait for something else to come out and take its place, but cash in on it while I can. Yeah. And of course, then that's what let me get the last 2 Mezcos I got.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and also just, you remember I was talking with Lance. I was like, I'm going to sell, like I sold my Dragonfly and my Hiss. Didn't want to, but it paid for some of the move. I had to. Never opened them up. Actually, I opened up my Dragonfly and I took the figures out. And I was like, here's the Dragonfly. Let me get my figures. Still haven't opened those up. But like, get rid of your old stuff. I'm like, dude, I love my Firehouse. I love my old figures. Like those.
I knew David was going to say that.
Dude.
No, I knew David was going to say that after Todd C.
Sorry, Bobby. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
your Firehouse, your Ghostbusters Firehouse. I kept that.
I mean, look at that. Like it's it's one of those things where it's like even like comic books. Like I've like Lance sent me a link to where I need to I don't have to like spend as much of my books. Like I can get like the lines I love, like X-Men, like Batman, like the ones like I will always have in my collection. But I can read fucking 15 other books. No, I fucking hate NFTs. God,
I just sold the.
He said not an NFT.
Oh, an
interactive 3D version of it. Okay, you mean
That's
like
what those McFarlane NFTs are. It's an NFT, but it is an interactive, like
it is
pose it and everything, right?
Yeah, you can. I just sold a bunch of my cards. This guy on one of the McFarlane Facebook groups, he asked if, hey, do you have the digital cards? I'm not doing anything with them. He wanted to buy them, so I sold him the cards, and I scratched off the link, and I took pictures, and he bought them from me. And then cool. And then he took a picture of the screen. He showed his what are they? Just, I mean, what are we going to call them? NFTs, the digital version of the damn figure, right? It was that living room thing, and it was all stocked with images of all the figures. It was pretty freaking cool because he had a lot of them. It's pretty dope.
But then again, like I showed on the show last night, like I like getting my stuff signed too. Like, so I've got Stan Sakai on here. It's
signed and
everything. I feel like they kind of tried that in the 2000s with, what was it called? The Disney Interactive Toy Box and Lego Dimensions. And Lego Dimensions was fun. I actually still have them all. But
so that was early. That was very early. So let me go back to DWH, because I don't think he's asking, and David, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think he's asking us. He's saying, do you guys think digital toy collecting and interactive toy will replace actual physical toys? He's not asking us, not for us.
No,
we're all gonna say no, but do you think that could be adopted in the future by future generations? You guys are saying no.
I still don't think so, because the thing is what moves a toy to a child at this point, right? You go down the toy aisle of whatever store still carries them, and then the little kid sees something bright and shiny that catches their eye, and Mama, I want this. Can I get this? Like, I still see that when I go look in the toy aisle.
I hear that too. Yep.
And I see it in Lego. Like, you don't have that with the digital thing, right? Like, if a parent is doing their due diligence, a 3 or 4 year old is not on an iPad yet, right? Like maybe watching something if you're on a long airplane flight. But
you're in you're going shopping.
Pure development and everything, they're not being allowed to touch that stuff just yet. And I'm not trying to preach parenting or whatever. But yeah, and it's a phase, right? It goes, so like Andy said, his experience now is anime is what kids get into. And my kids had a couple years where that's what they were into, and then it sort of phased out.
Yeah.
And then Todd is saying he thinks that's kind of what Roblox is, and my kids had a small window of time where they did Roblox, and
my daughter was into Roblox,
phased out, and Minecraft, digital Legos, right? Too. And that was probably the closest or biggest digital toy, because I still equate it to Lego out there, and I don't know how big it is these days or not. I assume that there's probably still a big enough following if they spent the money to make the movie.
Well, I'll jump in and say, like, with my nieces, my nephews, with my own kids, there seems to have been, and I'm guessing it's part of the digital age, but I always made it a point, and I know that my friends do this with their kids. We've made it a point, go outside and play. Get back on those BMX bikes. BMX bikes.
I like bikes.
Get back on those bikes.
Okay.
Go out and do some hiking adventure. Like, I think that COVID, parents were taking their kids like on hikes, doing things to get out of the house, right? My kids are more into like going out and doing something, kayaking, sports, football, baseball, and then kind of unwinding a little bit with the digital stuff. So my kids have had toys. They've all had toys, but it's not a huge important thing. I think we were marketed to differently. And you guys are talking about like Saturday morning cartoons. That doesn't exist anymore. That in your face type of thing, it doesn't exist anymore. So they don't care. Like,
no, the way my kid, and the thing is, it also depends on where you live, right? So I live in a massive city.
Yeah.
And it's not like how a lot of us grew up where you're in a neighborhood and you walk down the street and knock on the door and say, hey, can Billy play? Or can I come
anymore?
Or whatever, so like, and especially with how the school systems here work and this, that, and the other. And like, so it's like, it's not convenient.
Yeah.
For, to always have play dates or whatever with our kids.
Yeah.
So that's how they do the majority of their interacting, right? Like my one son comes home from school and he does great in school, so I don't really have to worry about it. And
hard to say no to him.
And I can't. Hey, Solomon. He's in the middle of playing that game that can't think of the name of right now. But there's some multiplayer game that's really hot right now that they all play and like they all jump on chat. Solomon, what's the name of that game that you're playing?
Is it Tetris?
Rivals? Marvel Rivals?
Repo. Some game called Repo.
You play as like story bots, basically.
Okay, go away.
All right.
Thank you. You're excused.
Here's one question.
Well, it's like that's how he plays and interacts with his friends most of the time, and he's good. Like they both do BJJ once a week, and he's getting into the gym now and whatever slowly.
Yeah.
And then my other kid, like he just plays on the PlayStation. He'll like go through. He's been playing Injustice 2 a lot, but then he'll pop it out and put in 3 other games in the span of like 2 hours, and he'll have Zoom or something opened on his laptop so that he's just randomly talking about whatever to his friends while he's playing.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the things have changed. The times have changed, and they're not going to have the same, I guess, relationship with the stuff that we did. You guys brought up the toys that made us. That was all about that marketing blitz of the 80s, right? Where everything had some sort of property you could go out and buy, right?
Yeah. I mean, and also, it was weird. My sister texted me today. 'Cause my sister lives in New York. I'm here. And she was asking me how Albuquerque's doing, my adapting well. I'm like, yeah, it's actually really good. And she goes, have you made friends? I'm like, no, I don't have any friends here. But then my wife made the point before we moved. She says, your friends are basically all online. Like you talk to all your friends online.
Yeah.
I'm like, I talk to you fuckers like all the goddamn time. And it's fine because, even when I was in Houston, or in Austin where my friends are, I'd see them once. I saw one friend like every other day because he worked at the gym I went to. Like that was easy for me. Other than that, I never saw friends. I never hung out with people. Once every few months, okay. I talked to them.
Who was it? Your sister that was just swatting you?
Yes. You wanted to make sure I had friends. I mean, no, there was like across the parking lot is like where our like garages are. We don't have one, but there were like 3 cop SUVs over there, and they were arresting someone. So who knows?
Well, that's fun.
Great neighborhood there, Bobby. Great.
You know what's funny is we're actually in a good neighborhood.
But,
apparently the coyote problem out here is an issue. So
oh shit.
Yeah. Although
crime happens
over there.
Speaking of Warhammer. So we tried. I've been really trying to like try new places here. Like, oh, let's try this place, let's try that place. Because I need to get used to Albuquerque food, New Mexico food. But we tried the pizza place here, and there's a place called Slices and Dices, and it's half pizza parlor, half board games. And they have like a whole selection of like Warhammer, Marvel Crisis, Star Wars, like a bunch of Magic, Pokemon, like all that shit. It's really good pizza. And
that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's the other. Every 2 weeks they actually have it tomorrow. They've been doing a D&D campaign. God, for almost 4 years now, and it's through this place that this guy used to be a video game designer, and he started this whole nonprofit, and he's in deep, like he knows the Critical Role people, and he knew people that made the Dungeons and Dragons movie and all that. So he started this place, and it just happens to be on our side of town, and it just started. It was in this small little, like off the beaten path kind of strip mall thing, and it was like this one tiny room, and they would host games with all different people, or he'll do private games at people's homes or whatever, and he had employees that are dungeon masters and this, that, and the other, and they're all into it, and it's kind of awesome. And then the place next door opened up, and he ended up leasing that out, and then he wanted to turn it into a hub, like a community center, so it's got all sorts of different rooms and
that's cool.
Main area. His wife is a professional pizza YOLO, and so like Fridays she's, they've got one of those big pizza oven things that are out in the back, and and it's fucking good pizza. But they've been running this campaign, so like every 2 weeks my kids go and they hang out with their friends from middle school and like run a campaign, and they have a blast doing that too.
That's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. I think we went all over the place because we just bounced from conversation to conversation, and it led to this kind of like, where's this going? So we were talking about the marketing aspect of it, right?
Yes.
And what's been lost, but I think the bigger topic is what we're talking about, is where, like, how does this thrive beyond us? And we don't really have the answer for that.
I don't think the toy industry has the answer, right?
No, I mean, that's what's going on right now.
So it just dawned on me. I was going through some comics because I remember like when we were, mid early 90s, you had.
I want pizza now. Damn it.
Yeah, you're welcome. But you had toys in the comic books. Like comic books had toy ads.
Yep.
And I went through like just.
I remember that
ads for other comic books. Like oh, you're reading this, you should read this. Like no toy. Like oh, okay.
Well, back to no media for the toys.
What was great about opening those 80 toys? Like you open a Transformer, or you open. Usually it was the vehicles for GI Joe, right? Yep. And there'd be that multi fold out that would like
with all the rest of them.
Other shit.
Need that.
And the fucking Sears catalog, the holiday Christmas catalog with those
Toys R Us catalog. Oh my god, my siblings and I would fight over that.
Yeah, which had great like photography of the product, and you're just like, fuck, I want that, and I want that, and like you would just go back and look at that book for the next 6 months until it finally got ratty and your mom threw it away. Like none of that exists now. Everything's digital, and so then that's the thing. How do you navigate this digital world? And I don't. And
that's exactly right, because people have an attention span, right?
Yeah.
So when they're doing the ticking and they're doing the talking, and they're doing the snapping and the chat.
Okay, Bill Cosby. When they're doing the ticking and doing the
hold on. Hey, Spec, I got you one.
That's cool.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, that's great.
Is that an original one, or did McFarlane do that?
It's an original one.
That's dope.
It's from Johnny Reno. He gave me one of those. Not the Lexor 7, but that silly yellow one. Remember, Bobby, that oh my god, the yellow silly thing that they put Robin in.
Yeah.
Is it on here? Yeah, the
Yep.
Delta Pro 1. It came with the Delta Pro 1. But that's
cool,
that's freaking cool.
Johnny Reno. I have 2 guns.
One for each of you. You music lover.
But yeah, they included that kind of shit that would make you want more.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yep.
in
Look
the
on back
digital
of the
age,
package, here's all the characters in the wave.
in the digital age, how do you keep that up, right? So, I'm going back to some of the notes here where
YouTubers.
well, no, like WWE Mattel. I don't follow them.
Me neither.
But I know that Mattel keeps fans in the loop more than Hasbro does. Right?
I get a ton of emails from Mattel.
And Mattel keeps you in the loop weekly.
Yeah.
Where Hasbro, you'll hear stuff. I feel like Marvel probably is more prominent and Star Wars is because of the Disney license.
Yes.
Right. But then GI Joe kind of disappears. I mean, you guys remember the conversation as to why there was no A Toy Kind of Mood a week or two ago, because there's this lull. There's all this tariff talk. Travis was running on empty, right? He was getting tired. He needed a break. So how do you guys feel about that? Like, why is Hasbro a little more quiet?
Well, and I think, and it's Andy pointed out here, and we've spoken about this before, but there is no Energon Universe is huge, and there's like no talk. There's no actual.
Bring that one back up.
Oh
yeah, bring it back up. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
With a rival. Yeah.
Because Marvel isn't doing Rivals, which
you need toys of that, man. Oh my god, that's dumb. But
because
the video game
designs, the designs are fantastic. I love playing as Hawkeye.
My nephew play that shit all the time.
I snipe like a motherfucker as Hawkeye, and then when you're Punisher, you get your superpower like this like giant like sitting machine gun where you just like mow everyone down. It's great. It's a lot of fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
My kids were into that with their friends for like 2 weeks, and then they all moved on.
Yeah. But the problem is, you have great redesigns, but there's no synergy with any of this. We've talked about this in this chat and the other toy chat that we're in. We get Star Wars figures or MCU figures 2 years after the project has come out. Like I'm like, oh, this would have been great yesterday. Like, why were you getting these like 3 years later? You know, the wave of X-Men 97, like wave 3. Dan's like, it's coming, but the guys that we like point to like, why isn't this happening? That's out of their hand. Like we've said before, like Lenny and Tony, they have no control of this. Dwight, Dan, they have no control. Like Hasbro is like when this comes out, but it's like by the time we get Rivals figures, the game will be dead.
I'm going to answer this for you guys. It comes down to production and lead time.
Yeah.
Okay. So it comes down to, and I'm going to go right off what Andy's saying here. It's odd that Joe's not trying to cross promote Energon Universe. The Energon Universe started about January of last year, right? Am I right in my time frame? When did
somewhere in there?
Early 2024, because
somewhere in there.
20 of Transformers.
We're on issue 20 of Transformers. Oh yeah, okay. And Void Rivals started it, and we're on like 21 or 22 of that. So it's been almost 2 years, actually.
Almost 2 years. So with that said, that's your base. That's your ground, right? Your ground zero. That's where your starting point.
Yeah.
They had no idea that shit was going to blow up and become as popular.
Yes,
right?
But Andy also makes a point down at the bottom. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all right. I'm just going to continue off this and then we'll go to that. But basically, it's you got the Energon Universe. They didn't know it was going to take off, so they didn't start to go, oh, we should be doing product off this. If they're saying it now, we're still a year and a half out, right? Then you got Marvel isn't making toys of Rivals. Rivals is still new. They didn't expect it to take off the way that it did. Good synergy, Bobby, would be to have that product ready when this launches. But most companies don't want to take that risk.
Exactly.
Thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make the molds to do that, and they've already lost in the past, so they're not going to do that.
It's true.
X-Men 97, nobody expected the response that they got last year, right? And they have gone back and they've re-released at least Wolverine and Rogue.
Yeah.
They're at least in the pipeline for the US. Wolverine Canada just got like hundreds of them last week, and they've already sold out of their allotment. But it's all about trying to, you don't know what that lightning in the bottle is going to be, and you go back later. At that point, kids today, their interest is gone. They don't want this in 18 months. They've grown, right? You were talking about your kids with the rescue bots.
Yeah.
Years later, they're like, yeah, that's cool. They made that, but I was into that 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they still have an affinity for the rescue bots, and even though they got rid of theirs when we bought like some used ones and whatnot for my nephew, my kids would sit there and like play with them until we gave them to them. You know, there was like, they had the nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
And then what's cool now is that they've been slowly, along with all sorts of Transformers from the past with the current legacy lineup, like they've been doing rescue bots in the modern, more grown-up articulation scheme. And they're like the perfect age for that. And I've gotten the couple that have released thus far. But everything you're saying is absolutely correct. But then you have the odd things out like Star Wars, you know, and it all started with Mandalorian, and it all came down to secrecy, and it came down to Lucasfilm, and it came down to Jon Favreau. Like, we don't want this Grogu character getting leaked in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And so in order to have the toys out in time for the show, they would have had to have released these designs to the designers well in advance, and then that ups the chance of everything leaking and spoiling. And so then they got into this huge pattern of products coming out well after the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they finally kind of like got it. And I think it was Ahsoka, the figures actually started showing up before the series.
Yeah.
And then like now with Andor, the figures have sort of been showing up in tandem with this new season.
Right.
Yeah. I think
go ahead.
Are we going to say something? Oh. Well, just real quick, I was I'm piggybacking off what Jason says here. The media in the 80s was putting the toy lines, which is true. But also there was no social media. So case in point, you know, high school, what was Men in Black? When Men in Black came out, you had the movie, then like half a year after that, you had the cartoon with the figures, with the soundtrack, and you don't have like that like, you know, like those action figures. Like they had Wild Wild West. That's it. That's the other one. Movie, figures, soundtrack. All Batman Forever, movies, the movie, figures, all at once. Right? It was great. What do I call it? Comic book letters pages? Very true. But you didn't have leaked pictures in your comic books. At least I did. But it you know, people trying to be the first to show the image, to show what's coming out. I had to leave. I had to leave 2 Facebook groups before Thunderbolts came out, because Thunderbolts came out on that Friday. That Wednesday, they were already like spoiling the movie. I'm like, God damn, guys! Like,
I know they can't wait to do that.
Yeah,
it's like I'm like, I messaged the group. I'm like, yo, I didn't leave because, and I told them
the movie was good. I like the movie.
Oh,
yeah, it was good.
How do you feel about Marvel Studios spoiling their own movie a week later with their marketing?
I thought of,
I didn't feel like
Okay,
that spoiled it. I saw it after that, and that didn't bother me.
what
with the new Avengers. Also,
yeah, it irked me for a bit, but then I found it hilarious because they put up Thunderbolts, and then it was New Avengers, and then like a week after, a Stitch
it was whack. It was weird.
The New Avengers.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny.
You ain't no New Avengers.
Well, different companies do different things. So there's like the McFarlane, as stupid as this fucking figure is, this baby Joey thing.
What the fuck is that? I know. It's
What
like
is
so
that?
I don't know. I'm like,
But obviously it's a plot point of the movie. Right?
Yeah.
We don't know what the fuck it is. It's
I don't know what the fuck it is.
I know what it is because I happen to have read people saying what it is. I don't think it's a spoiler if you're a fan of the comics.
Okay.
But
is it Brainiac?
Is it in Superman?
No, it's Metamorpho's son.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
And we all know Metamorpho's in the movie. That's not a spoiler.
Oh, it's okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
Joe.
And then there's the baby kaiju, and I was
Yeah.
like, are they trying to be cute with this?
Yes.
But then somebody, the packaging for Lex Luthor, the photos got posted for that today, and he comes with a little baby kaiju. So now it's like, okay, you're kind of starting to ruin plot points in the movie, but I don't think that those are big enough plot points that I'm gonna.
No, I'm just tired of trailers spoiling the whole goddamn movie. So the whole damn movie in the trailer.
I think. I know James Gunn took, and we talked about this on the episode like tomorrow. I know James Gunn took plot points or took inspiration from All-Star Superman, Superman for All Ages, and Superman Birthright. And in Birthright, Lex uses he creates what's he do? He does something that it makes it look like the Kryptonians are attacking Earth. So we'll see.
And we'll see. And there's a lot of I can't go back to every comment, but it has to do with like synergy is a big word I use at work all the time. Right?
Yeah.
But the reason it worked in the 80s, the reason it worked when the corporations took over in the 90s, the reason it worked for Star Wars Episode 1 is because you didn't have this. You didn't have where anybody could get a scoop or be in a factory or be working on some sort of product, share the image to social media. You didn't have that where right now it's instant. The news travels instantly, leaks are constant. GI Joe gets hit with them all the time.
Yep.
It's that stuff didn't exist back then, and it's not that it didn't exist. Like information got out, but maybe you read it 6 months later in Toy Fair magazine. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean,
Long live Toy Fair.
I loved that magazine.
And Wizard.
But you just don't have the presence of social media or the quickness or like you guys were talking about the Will Smith movies like Men in Black, and the toys were coming out then. They weren't coming out even if they street dated early and they made it out to a Toys R Us or something like that. It wasn't being shared everywhere for people to see plot points being ruined, So they did better with the lead times, but now they do everything they can to keep things a secret, right? They tried to keep this is a spoiler alert for Endgame, but they tried to keep Robert Downey Jr.'s scene at the end. They tried to keep that under wraps, and then you had Shady McCoy fucking from the Eagles while he was with the Bills at the time, but he went right to Twitter right after he saw it. I think day one and released the info. Yeah.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. He was like a catalyst for people, for Marvel and Star Wars trying to keep the spoilers under lock. You also had the Mandalorian, the ship blowing up, and it was the HasLab.
Yeah.
Right. So they timed it enough to get people to buy it. And then the week that it arrived to people, they blew it up.
Yeah, I think I remember Moody had bought the Razor Crests, and he was like, "Shit."
Yep.
Oh, they blew it up.
But yeah, it was easier to have that synergy and to have that product development early on. I mean, there's the age-old, they got the scar wrong on the twins, right? Because of a flipped cell that they were sharing with the design team for the toys. But the twins came out when they debuted in the cartoon and in Marvel Comics. So it was easier back then, but you didn't have those guys leaking it like a year in advance.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just, I don't know. I mean, we're all over the place. GI Joe's been quiet with their stuff. Mattel's been sharing their stuff loudly. We already touched on, like, does marketing work? You know.
They've been so quiet. That's why. I'm sorry. They've been so quiet. That's why I've been delving in more into Marvel. I mean, not Marvel, McFarlane figures. You've seen lately. That's all I've been doing because Joe's so quiet.
Like, and I think David has a point here. Like, for collectors, I think this is like a golden age where we're like, oh, and I think it's because, and the reason why we started the show was because, COVID had us, stuck in our apartments. Like, what do you do? Like, what? Like, I can't go to the movie. There was no movies. There was no sports. Like, I actually like played MLB the Game. Like, I never played baseball on my PS4. I had to I bought video games. Like, oh, I'm gonna play. I got huge back into Legos. It's what brought us. And now it's like, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of, at a point where I don't think we can keep that up anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
it's now making us all kind of go, oh, what are we doing? And I think it's an important question.
Yeah, it is important, and it's kind of makes you reevaluate what you're doing, like you just said. I mean, Tony, you were talking about how you used to rotate your display, and now you're like, all right, once I'm done with it, I might be done with it. So yeah, I've been entertained all night with Spec being muted.
Fucking ass.
He's trying to keep it so calm. I think we hit everything here. I thought that we might be able to get to this portion. I don't even see it in the notes here, but I'm going to tell everybody that's watching, the few people that are left, and you guys here, be ready. The next 90 days, you're going to see so much product pushed out. Before that, we don't know what 90 days is going to be.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's
going to hit this.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody's like, oh my God, Maximum Hulk just shipped. Oh, these retro GI Joes. Oh, wow, I can't believe it's coming. No, that's because they want to get this shit out now.
Yeah.
They want to get the hell out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and honestly, once my pre-orders are done, I don't know what I'll do. And I say, I have my Super 7, all 4 of my turtles came in yesterday. My wife was very like, what is that? I'm like,
nothing.
Pre-order? I go, well, here's the thing. I go, it was a Kickstarter. I backed last year, which I did. Super 7 was their Kickstarter, and I backed it. And now it's here.
I'm waiting for her to go, you say that every time I ask you that.
Oh, you know what sucks? So here's what happened. My wife got into and she still is into manga. 2 years ago, she got into Junji Ito because it's very horror, and my wife's a big horror fan.
Oh shit, there's some crazy shit out there.
Manga. Oh yeah. Oh no, it's there's some fucked up shit. It's great.
Some fucked up. Oh.
And the more fucked up, the better. She loves it. But she started pre-ordering the books, so she learned how pre-orders worked. And I'm like, fuck. There goes that argument. Damn it.
Wait, I just ordered my book that way. What'd you do? When did you do it?
What? It's like, you lie. I'm like,
little bastard.
You throwing the lies.
Paper and printing versus molding and sculpting and painting. It's totally different.
It's different.
Thank you, Jason.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
It's true.
Tony, you saw it first. Go ahead.
The greatest joy is when my pile of loot box arrives when my wife is at work. 5 whiskeys.
That's right.
But my wife works from home. And also because of her business, she has it to where she can see what packages are coming in. She'll be like, hey, what's this? I'm like, fuck.
Damn it.
Is she still doing the Etsy?
She has Etsy and she has Fair. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
You got to go to one of those local mail places and get your box set up there and have shit delivered there. I
know, right? Because she was like, and now because when we were at my grandmother's house, I could hide the boxes. Now, now they drop off the package. My dogs go nuts. I'm always like, what's that? All right, so listen, just so you know, I got this many figures coming in this year, pretty much like 1 a month, and there we
go. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we touched on a lot of things, but I'm telling you guys, the next 90 days, you're gonna see a ton of shit come in. I wouldn't be shocked if the Rattler actually ships on time, so they can avoid any potential tariffs.
I could see that.
Okay, you just reminded me. I got to go ahead and cancel that Blanca because Toy Optics just hooked it up.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Sitting right over there. I just got to find a box and get you a shipping quote.
But yeah, let's wrap this up. This went on probably a little bit longer because we did bounce all over the place.
We got some seriousness out. Hell yeah.
We never go on tangents.
And I showed
us tangents. Tangents? What's a tangent?
I love this thing. I don't know whether to frame it or what.
No, that thing's amazing. I think that's.
Oh my god! I don't know what side. Yeah, dude. It's
the side with the figures on it.
This is one? Like in 40-Year-Old Virgin when they go, so wait, you went and got your Asia poster?
Yeah. What did the people at the framing place say?
Get that thing framed.
I know. Should.
Bobby, you want to take everybody out of here? You're so much better at that than I am.
With the ticks and the talks.
Look, Jason.
And the snaps and the chats.
Okay, so that has been episode Talk on a Mood, episode 222, Action Figure Marketing. Are we enough? We are. We are always enough. But fuck that.
Oh, wait. Right. Why did I do Wakanda?
Producer Moody, Yojo June is coming soon. Lots of Joe content coming to the channel. Yes, because June is in 2 months, which that's insane. That is insane.
Okay.
Andy, look, you and David had some amazing questions. Appreciate that. All right, so as we go out, let's see here. Tony, you can find Tony at Tony's Figs on YouTube and on Instagram. You can find Spec at Toy Optics on Instagram and YouTube. You can find Baldy at Baldylux, and you can find these assholes in Circle of Jerks on YouTube on Baldylux. You can find me at Geeks Have Game on Instagram and YouTube. Season 3, episode 1 drops tomorrow. Do not expect the type of consistency you see with Talk on a Mood because it's kind of a pain in the ass to do a weekly show. Just, being on 2 of them, bigger pain in the ass. So, go to geekshavegame.com. I actually have been writing more articles lately. I have one coming out probably Friday but it's gonna be my top. It's so goddamn like it's like what's what I'm looking for? Top 5 figures that best go from comics to plastic.
Ooh, I want to be on that.
That is tough. And if you ask me to do another one, I could do a completely different top 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but remember, we will see you in the toy aisles. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to be nice, so everyone be nice to one another. Peace.